To the studio's horror, McQueen and Newman both insisted on doing as many of their own stunts as possible, and both suffered minor injuries. On May 31st, Newman developed a facial allergy triggered by smoke. A week later, the actor burned his hand.
Marker.
Not to be outdone, Steve McQueen defied the studio and its insurance company by doing a hazardous jump into an elevator shaft. McQueen twisted his ankle badly, and the actor was incapacitated for several days. With costs already climbing from $11 to $14 million, the script was quickly rewritten to let McQueen do several scenes in a sitting position. To film the harrowing elevator rescue, a multi-story section of the building's exterior was created at the 20th Century Fox Ranch in Malibu. Matte paintings were later added to give the illusion that characters were stranded 58 floors above ground. But for the actors, including Irwin Allen's real-life fiancée Sheila, the danger seemed real enough.
We were stuck on the side of a building, and Irwin kept blowing up bombs or something right next to us. And here we all were in chiffon, and these sparks would come flying in through the window.
It was a bigger explosion than anybody thought. There was panic, and everybody else was running. There were trees on fire that weren't supposed to be burning.
So while you're busy acting, terrified and everything, you're hitting your dress to keep from going on fire.
McQueen dropped me once, and I missed the airbag and everything on the stage. He came off that elevator and said, "You better pay this guy a lot of money." Steve was a good guy. He always wanted the best for the project. On the elevator scene, I was doing that with his double, and he came the next day and asked me how it went, and I said, I think it could have been better. And he called all the execs together, and they all came in with their limos, and all about 20 some odd of them, in a big circle, and then he said, "I want to fix that scene." And they said, "Why? It was great. We loved it. Why do you want to redo it?" He said, "Because Ernie said." These execs looking around, "Who are you? Who? That stunt guy actor?" "Because Ernie said," and they made it what it is.
The movie's many stuntmen and women were in almost constant jeopardy, especially the 25 who met a fiery end on camera. Each person wore a non-flammable bodysuit, coated with a mix of benzene and alcohol, which was ignited for a chillingly realistic effect.
Action! You got 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Put him out. Go in and get him. Go get him.
We did have some near accidents on that. Like the guy that came out of the elevator on fire. They cover him with glue, and they have all kinds of fire protective Nomex. Well, he had somehow brushed his face with this flaming glue, and the glue, he couldn't get off his face, and it burned his lip.
We want to try to put out the fire by blowing up the water tanks above us. It's going to need a lot of water and steel and concrete, but if they don't try it, we're all going to burn. The fire's out of control below us. This way, some of us might survive. We got no option.
Get them all in position, let them start tying themselves down.
No sequence in the Towering Inferno would be more complicated or difficult to film than the climax, in which the skyscraper's main water storage tanks are detonated in a desperate attempt to put out the blaze.
Camera number 5, Marker. We now have speed on all cameras. I will count 1, 2, 3, and after that, the big explosion will occur.
6 giant water tanks were placed above the massive promenade set. It was built 11 feet off the ground to allow a vast water runoff and prevent the actors from drowning when thousands of gallons were unleashed.
Action! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
After 4 exhausting months of production, the Towering Inferno finally wrapped shooting on September 11th, 1974.
There were 69 sets when we started, but applauding the picture, there were only 2 when we finished. We burned down everything.